I'm Dory, and welcome to Ask Starbase. In this episode, we will be answering a question from Mati, who was in Miss Rayjean's class at South School in Windsor Locks. Mati wants to know, why is the sky blue? We need to understand more about the light coming from the sun. Light is a form of electromagnetic radiation. All types of electromagnetic radiation, including the light that we can see, behaves like waves. Each type of wave has its own frequency and wavelength. Frequency is a measurement of how many peaks in the wave happen per second, or hertz. FM radio stations send out signals between 88 to 108 megahertz. Color is detected based on wavelengths. Wavelength is the distance between two peaks of a wave. Our eyes can typically detect wavelengths between 400 nanometers, which is violet, and 780 nanometers, which is red. If you look at the visible spectrum, there's no white or black. That's because what we see depends on the light reflected back to our eyes. When we see the color white, the surface of that object reflects back all the colors in the spectrum. When we see black, that surface has absorbed all the colors of the spectrum. If you see a particular color in between, that means the surface has absorbed all other colors except that one, which is reflected back. So why is the sky itself reflecting back the color blue? It comes down to what happens to the light as it travels through the gas particles in the air. These particles move around or oscillate as the electromagnetic radiation moves through the atmosphere. The oscillation gives off light at the same frequency as the incoming light, but spreads it in different directions. This process was discovered by Lord Rayleigh, aka John Strutt, in the 19th century. It is now known as Rayleigh scattering or just scattering. Blue light has a shorter wavelength, so this color is scattered 16 times as efficiently as red light throughout the sky. But if violet light has an even shorter wavelength, shouldn't the sky be violet? Technically, it would be if there weren't for two other factors. 1, the sun's radiation profile, and 2, the cone cells in human eyes. The radiation from the sun actually contains more blue light than violet light, so even though the violet light scatters, it is harder to detect it compared to the amount of blue. Then we have to consider how our bodies are able to see. The photoreceptors at the back of our eyes take light in from the environment and send it to the optic nerve and eventually to the brain. The photoreceptors that sense color are called cones, and these cones are sensitive to red, green, and blue light. While the cells are most sensitive to a particular type of light, they can also detect other colors. It turns out that blue light stimulates all 3 types of cone cells, with the blue ones experiencing the greatest impact, followed by green, then red. If there were no violet light at all, we would perceive a bluish-green sky. However, we do know that violet light will scatter just like blue. It turns out our red cones are better at detecting violet than green ones, and this alone would give us a bluish-violet sky. Since both blue and violet light are being detected at the same time, the signals to see green and violet colors cancel out, and our brains see the sky only as blue. Thank you for watching this episode of Ask Starbase, and a special thanks to Mati for asking this question. If you have a STEM question, please email it to us at ask@starbase-ct.com, or you can go to our website, starbase-ct.com, and submit your question there. Stay safe and be well. Bye!